What's up, Taiwan? I'm Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. A leading figure from Taiwan's ruling Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, has pulled out of next year's elections to take responsibility for a sexual harassment scandal. Ling Feifan, a former Deputy Secretary General of the party, was tapped just 2 weeks ago to run for a lawmaker seat in the capital Taipei. But he backed out of the race on Tuesday. Several DPP employees and party members have recently been accused of sexual misconduct, prompting a political firestorm. Ling himself has not been accused of wrongdoing, but one alleged case happened while he was the party's deputy secretary in charge of supervision.
我希望我的退选能够让这场性平运动不再受到其他政治口水攻防的干扰，也希望整个社会能够聚焦在未来的制度改革，以及我们如何能够达成一个更平权、更互相尊重的社会。
Taiwan has recorded its first local dengue fever case of the year. Health authorities in the southern city of Tainan diagnosed a woman in her 40s who developed symptoms earlier this month. She had no recent travel history, meaning she contracted the disease locally. Officials say recent heavy rains have led to an increase in mosquitoes, which is the main way the infection is transmitted. The city government has set up 3 testing stations and urges people with symptoms of dengue to get tested. Dengue symptoms include fever, headache, muscle and joint pains, and a rash. Taiwan's military has seen hundreds of Chinese warplanes operate around the country recently. This is pushing Taiwan to invest more in domestically made air defense weapons to handle the growing threat. Liao has the details.
Taiwanese fighter jets intercepting Chinese warplanes flying close to its borders. China has been flying spy planes, fighter jets, bombers, and other military aircraft near Taiwan to put pressure on the country. Beijing has vowed to take Taiwan by force if necessary, and these planes are part of that threat. Since Taiwan made information about China's military activity public in 2019, the number of warplanes around Taiwan has skyrocketed. In 2020, a total of 390 Chinese military planes flew around Taiwan. In 2021, that number jumped to 972. And in 2022, it surpassed 1,700. With almost 800 incursions into Taiwan's air defense zone so far in 2023, there could be a new record by the end of this year.
It's a way to strain Taiwan's armed forces. It's a way to degrade and demoralize their forces and put pressure on Taipei to say, look, this is the threat you're facing. It's real. It's here. We can come out in force whenever we want.
One way that Taiwan is preparing itself to fight is by enhancing its air and missile defense. The country has already ordered more U.S. Patriot missile defense systems, but the newest batch won't be delivered until 2025. And so experts are urging the country to invest more in domestically made systems like this one, the Tiankong or Skybow.
我们有2型、3型，以及不断推出了这增程型，射高最高可以到75公里，就可以形成一个复合式的防空网，针对中共的战机或者是那些弹道飞弹进行层层的阻绝。
This concept of a layered missile defense involves Taiwan combining multiple different systems to give the country a greater ability to defend against attacks from enemy aircraft or missiles. This strategy is meant to prevent China from encircling the country in the initial stages of a war. But analysts say that Taiwan will need to combine these systems with other things like fighter jets to protect both the skies and seas around Taiwan.
进行突破这个阶段，战机发射空射反舰飞弹，乃至于潜舰的伏击区去进行攻击。否则，一旦它进入西太平洋，把这个防御阵型展开的话，我们要再穿透它的外围防御就蛮难的。
To ensure its own security, Taiwan is looking more and more into making its own defense systems, because in the end, its security is in its own hands. Howard Zhang and Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's National Police Agency says it's almost done inspecting the country's bomb shelters. Authorities are going around each bunker and making sure they're safe for use. They're also updating the maximum capacity of each facility. Taiwan has nearly 90,000 underground shelters. People can look up the location closest to them on the police agency's app. Officials say inspections are over 90% complete and should be finished next month. The move comes amid growing concerns about the possibility of a Chinese attack on Taiwan. Global average air and sea temperatures soared over the weekend, reaching record highs. The extreme temperatures can be seen in this graph from the U.S.'s Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. It tracks air temperature averages over the past 5 decades. The orange line is last year's, and the red shows the current spike in temperatures. Scientists say that this, together with the above-average ocean temperatures, is likely to disrupt weather systems. They are also warning that 2024 could be the Earth's hottest year on record. To find out more, reporter Sally Jensen spoke to Leon Simons, a climate researcher at the Club of Rome.
So over the weekend, global air and sea surface temperatures deviated massively from the average for this time of year. Can you tell us why this is so shocking?
So there's a few things happening at the same time. The oceans, the surface temperatures of the oceans have never been higher for this date ever before. The atmosphere has never been higher for this date ever before. And the global sea ice the global sea ice extent has never been lower than this date before. But now you can see you have global records all being broken at the same time. So that's quite extraordinary. I'm not aware of that happening ever before.
Does this data have anything to do with climate change? And are we seeing a trend here?
There's a trend of rapid warming. We've seen, for example, between 1960 and 2000, there was a certain rate of warming, and now the rate of warming has quadrupled. So it's warming 4 times as fast now as it was between 1960 and 2000. Most people, of course, when they think about global warming, they think about the Earth getting warmer a few degrees, and that's where we live. But I think about it as a lot of additional energy going in the system, and most of that energy goes into the oceans.
And what does this unprecedented jump off the charts mean for humanity and life on the planet?
So what we can expect is that there will be a lot of more extreme weather, likely faster sea level rise, because if there's more energy in the system, ice will start melting faster, and possibly stronger storms. Yes, it of course weather changes, extreme weather is affecting people, and it's important, of course, that we are aware of this so we can prepare for the risks.
Who, if anyone, is to blame, and what needs to be done?
We all emit greenhouse gases. Everyone emits greenhouse gases, and of course there's people who make a lot of money by selling fossil fuels, and who have a lot of reason to make sure that we keep buying their product, which we burn, and then we come back and buy more. We have to look at the system and what advantages we have, and what problems the system has, and how we can solve these problems. In any way possible, we have to try and make sure that the rate of warming reduces.
But what can ordinary people do?
So I think if you want to do something, I think the first step is to really think in how can you have impact at scale, because you can recycle and that sort of thing, but that's not the scale of the problem we have at hand. So I think people can have a very big impact, but that's for everyone self to realize, because everyone is an individual.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, today we leave you with images of one of 2 giant rubber ducks deflating in Hong Kong Harbor. I'm Liao. Take care and see you next time.